Check 1 2. What's up, everybody? Hey, I want to thank you guys for joining me impromptu today. Want to bless you with a few minutes of motivation, inspiration. You know what we do. You know why we're here on this planet. It is to inspire. It is to encourage. It is to provide guidance in a world that sometimes can be very dark and very discouraging. I need you to know that Jesus is the light, and the light of Christ shines very bright. The Hebrews call him Yeshua. So whether you know him by Yeshua or Jesus Christ, I want you to know that he truly is the way. And I'm not talking about from a religious perspective. I'm talking about from a powerful relationship perspective. Today, I want to bless you with a question that somebody shot to me and thought I would take a few minutes to knock it out of the box. It was a great question, and I know it's going to really impact somebody's life. But before I do, I want to take a minute and let you know that this program has been brought to you by Starbucks. Okay, not really, but who knows? It might. Shout out to Starbucks. I drink Starbucks. If you're looking for somebody to sponsor, look at that smile, Starbucks. That's a Starbucks smile. What's crazy is you probably thought that was crazy, me doing that. But here's what I know about life. It's crazy until it happens. And sometimes we simply just have to have enough faith to believe and act on it and throw it out there. So I'm throwing out my pitch to Starbucks, letting them know that, hey, if you're looking for somebody to sponsor, you're looking for somebody that's out here doing good in this world, there's a dude named Pastor Troy Wynn Sr., state of Georgia, city of Warner Robins, Georgia, that would love for you to sponsor my program. Listen, it's crazy until it happens. Somebody needs to write that down. It's crazy until it happens. I just believe in the impossible. Why? Because I believe that I'm possible. The question that was posed to me today that I want to really touch really quickly, honestly, because I got a lot that has to be done today. It is this: what are 3 things I can do to achieve a better life? What are 3 things I can do to achieve a better life? And I thought to myself, now that's a good question. That's a good question. For those that don't know, we are now offering people an opportunity to ask the pastor a question. And if it's intelligent, if it meets my requirements, if it interests me, then I'll touch it. I'll do it. And this one came in from a viewer who watches us and believes in what we're doing, and actually has given a testimony of the power of what we do on social media and our ministry in Warner Robins, and how it is really, really transforming their lives. If you have a question that you'd like to submit to the pastor, you can email it to contact at thefreedomchurch.us, CONTACT at thefreedomchurch.us. I think I've got a graphic from yesterday with that information on it. Let's see if I still have that loaded up. I don't have it loaded up, so just listen to me. I'll give it to you again. It's contact at thefreedomchurch.us. That's all you got to do is send me your question at our email address. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you got a few minutes, I'm going to type it in so you can see it on the screen. Because when I say it, sometimes people don't really catch it. So let me just type it in for you. And listen, while I'm doing that, why don't you share this with your friends? Why don't you tag 3 people? Because I promise you, this is going to be good. You guys know my reputation. I never disappoint. I'm always on point. Always on point, except for my spelling sometimes, which I just saw misspelled my own website. So give me a hot second. We'll get this right. Contact at the Freedom Church.us. All right, let's see if that's going to be right. Don't you love how we can do this stuff on the fly? Yeah. Technology is great, man. Doesn't always work the way you want it to, but hey, you just got to roll with it. You got to be cool and just think your way through it. Contact at thefreedomchurch.us. Touchdown. There it is. Right there on the bottom of the screen. That's our email address at our church. If you have a question that you'd like for me to consider answering, email me. Like I said, if it's intelligent, I don't do dumb questions. And people say there's no such thing as the dumb question. You don't want to ask me that. Okay. So if it's an intelligent question and one that I have interest in, I'm more than happy to tackle it and make it one of our premier questions that we answer for the people. It has to be something that applies to the masses as well. And this was one that I thought a lot of people could benefit from. What are 3 things I can do to achieve a better life? As I'm talking, I'm asking everybody to tag 3 people and share this video. You guys know we put out great material. Some of what I do is for my ministry, and some of what I do is for my coaching and transformation business that I have. But a lot of what I do is free. I give a lot of stuff away because I believe if you help enough people get what they want in life, then God will help you get what you want in life. So all I ask you to do today is to share. While I'm waiting on you to share and tag 3 people, I want to holler at some people in the chat room. I always appreciate you guys joining me. And if you're in the chat room and I know you don't like to be shouted out, trust me, I won't shout you out. You ain't got to worry. I hope I say your name right. Mydia, Mydia. I hope I say that right. It's either Mydia or Midia. Forgive me if I mispronounced it. I'm doing my best. I just wanted to acknowledge you. Tanisha, thank you for joining us. Tashawn McKee, thank you for joining us. Malik Don, thank you for joining us, my brother. Good to see the dudes up in here. That's what I'm talking about. I'm very impressed with men who are interested in personal growth and development. That's a dude that's a cut above, no doubt about it. Joyce Madison Simmons, thank you for joining us. Tamiko Person, no S, thank you for joining me. Marie Gilbert, so good to have you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for tagging 3 people and sharing this video. I promise you, nobody's going to be upset. Here's the question that was submitted to me that I think will bless a lot of people. What are 3 things I can do to achieve a better life? Let's jump into it right here. Let's go. 3 things that you can do to achieve a better life. I want to start with this premise before I answer the question, because I want us to be thinking in the same direction. Some people excel and some people accept simply getting by. Some people excel and some people accept simply getting by. The question is, what kind of person are you? Are you somebody who can accept getting by? Or are you somebody that has to excel? Again, some people excel and some people accept simply getting by. I'm somebody who, number one, I cannot accept simply getting by. I can't. It's just not the way I'm wired. I desire too much in this life. I know that I can be more than I am. I know that there are levels to this. I know that there are different dimensions to this. And I know that if I settle, then I am stuck to be stagnant wherever I settle at in this life. So me personally, I can't settle, and I can't settle for simply getting by. I'm one of those people that I have to excel. Number one, I know it's possible because I remember where I started in this life. I remember being a guy who seemingly couldn't get right, had a lot of self-defeating thoughts about myself. I remember there was a time in my life I thought I was the ugliest person in the world. I had no self-confidence. I couldn't even look people in their eyes when I had a conversation with them. I would find myself looking down at the ground because I was just that void of self-confidence. You look at me today and people absolutely find it almost impossible to believe that that was me. Shucks, there was a time when I couldn't even do public speaking. And that really shocks a lot of people because now that seems to be 99% of what I do every day of my life is public speaking. But there was a time I clearly remember when I could not stand in front of a group of people and present a speech, a poem. Standing in front of people was like torture to me. And it was all mental. It was all in my mind that created all of these horrific thoughts and horrific scenarios that just literally robbed me of any self-confidence. Now, because I've learned how to hack my own brain, that is a distant memory for me. And it's almost unbelievable for most people who know me or most people who meet me. Here's what I'm telling you. Where you are today doesn't have to be where you have to be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow or a year from now, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. Our lives are so fluid and so flexible that if we will start looking within and start believing within, that we can literally alter the fabric of our own existence. So I'm letting you know that there are two groups of people. One group, they excel because they want to, because they refuse not to. They won't settle. Then there's another group, they accept simply getting by. And listen, I'm not here to criticize anybody. To each his own. We all have the right to choose what kind of life we want to live. We have the right to choose if we want to excel or we just want to get by. That's up to you. If you're going to follow me and listen to me, though, I promise you, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to push you because I know what's possible. And once I know what's possible, I want everybody to taste this good life. I want everybody to taste the better life. And let me just be really clear. Better is relevant. Okay. When I talk about a better life, I'm not talking about a better life compared to somebody else. No, we don't do that over here. I'm talking about a better life compared to wherever you are right now. That's what I mean when I say better, because we do not believe in comparing ourselves to anybody else because that's not fair to them. Yeah, think about that. So we're not talking about a better life compared to somebody you know that's living a good life. No, look at where you are right now. And trust me when I tell you this, it doesn't matter where you are right now. If you're on the bottom of the totem pole or you're at the top and you think you are living your best life and it can't get any better, don't deceive yourself. Whatever level you're on, there is always another level. Woo, somebody needs to receive that. That's why I'll never give up. That's why I'll never be complacent. That's why, I'm thankful, but I'm not going to settle. Why? Because I know there's always another level. The Bible says it this way, that we are supposed to go from glory to glory to glory. You translate that in the urban vocabulary, that's going from one level to the next level to the next level. That's having racks on racks on racks on racks. I try to break it down where everybody can understand it. Yeah, you understand what I'm telling you? So you got to understand that there are levels to this. So never settle where you are thinking I can't go any higher or I can't go any further, because that is a deceptive illusion that I don't want you to buy into. Now, the other thing I want you to do is listen to this. People who achieve a better life do so because they invest in themselves every day. Let me say that again. People who achieve a better life do so because they invest in themselves every day. That's right, D. We got to level up, baby. Every day, Pastor Troy, you don't really mean every day, do you? You probably are speaking hypothetically, sir, when you say every day. You're probably speaking metaphorically when you say every day, sir. You really can't possibly mean investing in myself every day. That's exactly what I mean. Something I say in my personal development course that really stuns a lot of people, but it helps a lot of people, is that there are no off days if you're serious about your own personal growth and your own personal development. There are no off days. And that sounds strange to some people because we've been programmed to, always look for an off day in everything we do. And listen, off days are good from your job. Off days are good from your occupation. But when it comes to personal growth and development, I do not believe in taking a day off. What that simply means is I believe in every single day of my life that I'm blessed to see another day. I've got to invest in myself to become a better person. I've got to read something. I've got to add a new word to my vocabulary. I've got to learn something that I did not know or achieve a deeper level of something that maybe I understood, but I took it a little bit deeper in my understanding. Every day, I've got to invest in myself because that is the only key to trigger a true transformation when you're serious about your own personal growth and development, which explains why a lot of people don't experience what I'm teaching is because we are a lazy creature by nature. We are a lazy being by nature. And when we get tired, we have a tendency to tap out. That's the difference between regular people and champions. Champions, when they get tired, they keep going. Champions, when they get tired, they push beyond their own physical limitations because they're curious to find out what's on the other side of tired, what's on the other side of I can't take anymore, what's on the other side of I don't have any more energy, what's on the other side of I can't do this anymore, what's on the other side of I feel like quitting, I feel like giving up. They are so driven and so curious to find out what's on the other side that when most people stop, they press on and they press through and they discover what most people don't discover. You have got to recognize that you have got to invest in yourself every single day, every day. Learn a new word every day. There are literally apps that can help you do this and really automate this and make this so simple and easy. It's one of the things I do. There's an app on my phone that sends me a new word every single day. Every day, it sends me a new word. So I'm reading it. If it's a word I already know, I go and I find another word that I don't know. But every day I increase my vocabulary, not so that I can impress anybody. Shucks, 90% of the time, I'm reducing the words and the vocabulary that I use because I'm trying to reach the average individual. So I'm very conscious not to be articulating and verbalizing things that really go over people's head. Now, every now and then I do it because I got a lot of stuff in me, but my intention is to reach the masses. So normally, and I won't say I dumb it down, but normally I just opt to choose more common words, but I learn a new word every single day so that if I'm in an environment, or should I say when I'm in an environment, because it always blesses me when I'm in an environment where I'm able to use a much broader vocabulary, it's not a stress or a strain for me. I can kick it with the best of them. PhDs, doctor degrees, doesn't matter to me. We sit down and we talk, and the conversation flows fluidly. Why? Because I equip myself every day. And just learning a word a day is just one example of investing in yourself every day. Reading something every day is another way of investing in yourself every day. Catch this one. We don't talk about this a lot. Meditating. And listen, you don't have to do meditating every day or reading every day or learning a word every day. But if you do one of these each day, as long as you're doing something every day, then you're growing. So one day you might focus on meditating for 15 minutes, learning how to meditate, learning how to settle your soul and your spirit. Then the next day you might be intentional about reading something. The next day you might be intentional about learning a new word for your vocabulary. The goal is you got to invest in yourself every day because that's one of the key components to achieving a better life. The reason why this is important is because you've got to get better before you get better. Okay, I know somebody's going to tweet that. I know somebody's going to tweet that because I just said something. Let me say that again. You've got to get better before you get better. Okay, let me switch it up so you clearly understand the difference between the get better and the get better. You have to become better before you receive better. That's what I mean by you have to get better before you get better. Growing every day, investing in yourself every day will make a huge difference. People that do that, they make time to add value to themselves. That's literally what you're doing when you invest in yourself every day. You are adding value to yourself. I know a lot of people that want somebody else to add value to themselves when they themselves don't consistently add value to themselves. I've been teaching this for years and I'm going to keep teaching it because it's helped a lot of people. People literally treat you the way they see you treat yourself. People literally respect you based on the way they see how you respect yourself. I carry myself in a certain way, a certain form, a certain fashion, a certain style. So when I enter a room or I go to a place, people can read you really quickly. In a matter of seconds, people can read you. They read your body language. They read your posture. They read your confidence when you walk in a room or you're looking around making eye contact or you trying to hide from everybody. They read you in a matter of seconds. And within a matter of seconds, you are programming them. You are literally teaching them, teleporting to them a manuscript and a blueprint on how to teach you, how to treat you. Does this make sense to anybody? So you got to make sure that every single day you're adding value to yourself. Because when you add value to yourself, then people recognize, okay, that's a person that values themselves. So I have to step to them a certain way because quite naturally, they walk in this energy. It's a vibe. Somebody say it's a vibe. Vibes are real. Energy forces are real. And when you step into a room, people can sense your energy. They can sense confidence. They can sense success. They can sense fear. They can sense a lack of confidence. When you invest in yourself every day, you're adding value to yourself every day. Here's the flip side of that. When you add value to yourself every day, you also are able to add values to others. You can't give somebody something that you don't have. Now, there's a lot of flexing going on and a lot of pretending going on, but you can't give somebody something that you don't have. So I want you to focus on adding value to yourself and just know that because you add value to yourself, you're going to be able to add value to others. Mark my word. Now, I'm going to give you 3 simple, quick keys to what you can do to achieve a better life. Are we ready? Let's take notes. And you guys forgive me. I'm a little bit tired, a little bit lethargic, so my mouth is kind of slow. I think my tongue's a little lazy today because I need some sleep. I'm looking forward to church tomorrow, but I'm really looking forward to after church tomorrow so I can take that much needed nap, give me some rest. So just bear with me. I want to bless you because I know somebody needs this information. And I know there are a lot of people out there that are really starting to get serious about personal growth and development. Here's number 1. Here's what you got to do. Be okay with starting small. Just stay consistent. For those that are taking notes, please write that down. We're asking the pastor, what are 3 things I can do to achieve a better life? Here's number 1. Be okay with starting small and just stay consistent. Let me take a drink if you don't mind. Maybe this coffee will give me the boost I need. Be okay with starting small. Just stay consistent. I know a lot of people, they want to be a rock star overnight. They want to be an overnight success. They see all of this stuff on Instagram and Facebook and people that are doing well, and they want to jump in and they want it quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I have to tell people all the time that you need to give that up because what you're going to do is frustrate yourself, and you're probably going to wind up quitting before you really give yourself a fair shot at really being great, really becoming something more. Why? Because you wanted it quick and fast. Be okay with starting small. Let me help somebody today. There's nothing wrong with starting small. Starting small is cool. Starting small is smart. It's cool and it's smart because by starting small, it gives you an opportunity to work the kinks out. Gives you an opportunity to become more confident, to become more knowledgeable, to really know what you're doing, to really grow in whatever it is that you want to be great at. You got to be okay with starting small. Folks, this is not a race. And I know as much as it feels like a competition, it's really not a competition. The only person you compete with is you. I have no competition, period, except for myself. So every day I wake up, it's me versus me. And it's me today versus me yesterday. Let me bless you guys with the psychological process that helps you really stay in the race and endure the tough times and really be okay with starting small. It's not a competition, okay? So stop thinking you're competing with somebody else. The only person you're competing with is whoever you were yesterday versus who you are and who you're going to be today. And the same thing repeats day after day after day. I have no competition. No one can compete with me. Even though there are people that do what I do, they're not me. They can't do it the way that I do it. God has given them their way, but God has given me my way. So it's no competition. And I'm okay with being small. I'm okay with being small if I'm small 50 years. Now, you don't hear people say that a lot because everybody's pushing big, 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 big. And we've been led to believe you aren't successful if you're small. That's a lie. You don't have to be big to be successful, but you are going to have to stay consistent. Now, big may or may not come, but big cannot be your focus. Here's what Zechariah 4:10 says. The Bible even speaks on this. The Bible says, do not despise these small beginnings. Why? Catch this. For the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Now, we know that God is the author and the finisher of our faith, but somebody should have taught us that God gets really excited when he sees the work begin. God gets really excited when he sees us begin the work, and he's not frustrated, aggravated. Catch this. He's not insulted because it's a small beginning. God says, you just better make sure you don't despise a small beginning, because let me tell you something. A lot of things that are big started small. Matter of fact, everything that is big started small, but you got to get your focus off of big, and you got to get your focus on being consistent. Let me say this again, because somebody really needs to hear this. Be okay with starting small. Focus on just staying consistent. A few years ago, I did a study and I did a lesson and I taught a message. Thank you, Tamiko. Seeds are small. Perfect point. Every garden I've ever planted, my mom used to plant a garden. Every seed was small. Those small seeds produced entire gardens. Those small seeds produced entire harvests. Those small seeds filled up the freezer and the refrigerator. Those small seeds put dinner on the table. Do not despise small beginnings. Somebody needs this really bad. I'm helping somebody. I feel it in my spirit. Look at the word small. I did a study on this and I taught a message on it a few years ago, and it blessed a lot of people. I'm what you call a lexiconian. That's a person that studies words. So I don't just learn a word. I don't just know the definition. I analyze the word, the origin of the word. I break the word down in ways that most people simply don't have an interest in, but it blessed me to do it. So I do it habitually. And I remember the day I did this with the word small. When you look at the word small, the definition of the word small is something that is little or something that is not much. But inside the word small, if you take the S off, you have the word mall. Good God Almighty. Now, a mall is a place that is usually large, but more than anything else, a mall is a place that has a diversity of options. This is why y'all need to ride with me. I'm not like anybody else, guys. Different by design, the one and only. If you see another, he got to be a phony. Ain't but one me, ain't but one you. That's why it's no competition. The word small, if you take the S off, you get the word mall. Catch this. The word small, even though you took a letter off, the definition became bigger because the word became different. See, I don't have time to really get y'all into this. Just trying to show you something. So when you take small and you take the word, you take the S off small, you got mall. Well, mall is big. Mall's got a lot of stuff in it. Here's what happened. If you will be consistent and start small, God will allow you to grow and diversify. I do a lot of things today, and I do a lot of things well, but I started small. One thing turned into another thing. Another thing turned into another thing. That thing turned into another thing. And now I'm literally like a mall. Can sing, can write songs, can preach, can teach, can do graphic designs, can edit video, can do voiceovers, things I've done, things I've gotten paid to do. Okay. Photography, videography, public speaking, motivational speaking, coaching, now writing personal development curriculums. All of that started from a very small place, a very small commitment. Look at the word small again. Take the S off, you got mall. Catch this. You take the M off the word mall, what do you have? You have the word all. Somebody ought to throw $1 and holler, because I'm teaching on a whole nother level. Now, you know what all means. There ain't a person on this planet that doesn't know what all means. All means everything. So how do we go from small to mall to all? By starting with the word small. So you got to understand that there is more in a small beginning than most people will ever see. And if you never start the small beginning, you'll never get to the mall and you'll never have it all. I got to go, man. I love my own teaching. Number two, we're asking the pastor, what are three things I can do to achieve a better life? Here's number two. Focus on getting better, not on getting bigger. Wow. Yeah, most people can't believe this is free. I give away a lot. Perfect example today. Focus on what, Pastor Troy? Focus on getting better. Don't focus on getting bigger. Most of the time, focusing on getting bigger is a distraction. It's a distraction because when you're focusing on getting bigger, you aren't focusing on the finer points. You aren't focusing on the details. I hate when people say the devil is in the details. No, God is in the details. Success is in the details. Wealth is in the details. Wisdom is in the details. Advancement is in the details. Miss me with this foolishness talking about the devil's in the details. No, you better be in the details if you want to experience and achieve a better life. And one of the main details is to focus on getting better every single day. Get better. Be better today than you were yesterday. This is how you will avoid being in the same place year after year, like a lot of people that you know. I graduated high school in 1986, and this is no slant on anybody. I'm not going to call any names, but I graduated high school, Perry High School, in 1986. The year now is 2021. And it blows my mind to know and see, because they're proud of it, because they posted on social media, people that I went to high school with who are still doing the same things they were doing in 1986. When I say the same things, I mean the same exact things. Oftentimes, they're doing the same exact things with the same exact people that they were doing them with in 1986. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but that's an example of what it looks like when you aren't getting better. Because when you get better, everything around you changes. But until something in you changes, nothing around you is going to change. Ooh, that's good teaching right there. What are the three things I can do to achieve a better life? Focus on getting better, not getting bigger. And a lot of folks are focused on getting a bigger name, a bigger paycheck, a bigger house, a bigger car, a bigger opportunity. And listen, I'm not against these things. Here's what I'm telling you. If you will focus on getting better, those things will automatically find their way to you. Why? Because you get the things you have prepared for in this life. You don't get what you pray for. And listen, that might sound strange coming from a pastor, but I keep it 100, and I'm going to tell you the truth. You don't get what you pray for. There are a bunch of folks that have prayed for a bunch of things, and they haven't gotten them. They're not going to get them. They're not going to get them until they become better. You don't get what you pray for. You get what you prepare for. Man, somebody better hear that. You don't get what you pray for. You get what you prepare for. And you have to prepare for it before you get it so that it knows you can handle it. It knows that you are worthy. It knows that you deserve it. You don't get what you pray for. You get what you prepare for. This is why we strive every day to get better, because we are preparing for those things that we've prayed for. This is good teaching. I hope y'all can handle this. Here's number 3. Start doing what you can. Now, this sounds so simple that most people miss it. Start doing what you can. There are a lot of things that you can do right now. But most people like to sit and wait until everything lines up, till they got all the ducks in a row, till everything's perfect. And you will spend your whole life in limbo, on pause, waiting on the perfect alignment of everything. It's never going to happen. You have to start where you are, doing what you can, and you got to do it now. Start doing what you can. Here's what I know about starting and doing what you can. Start doing what you can. Eventually, you'll be doing what you couldn't. And I'm a living witness to that. And I'm going to say it again because most people missed it. Start doing what you can. And I promise you, eventually, you'll be doing what you couldn't. So you'll never get to the couldn't until you start with the can. Say it again. You'll never get to the couldn't until you start with the can. There are some things that I couldn't do 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago that I can do now. I won't tell you what they are. Just know that I'm telling you the God, heaven truth. There were some things I couldn't do 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago that I can do now. Some of those things I couldn't do it because I didn't have the money to do it. Some of those things I couldn't do it because I didn't have the knowledge to do it. Some of those things I couldn't do it because I didn't have the connections to do it. But because I started doing what I could, there are a lot of things now that there was a time I couldn't do. Oh, we can do it now and don't even think about it. So you got to understand there is so much power in your hands. And you're sitting waiting on everything to line up that you're literally wasting precious time that if you would begin where you are, doing what you can, you will be on your way to achieving a better life. Now, here's 3 questions as I get ready to close. And these 3 questions are for you. In my personal development course, I call it self-work. It's homework, but it's work that you got to do on yourself. 3 simple questions. And I want you to ask yourself these questions, write them down, and then ponder them after I'm off the air. Number 1, what can you start small today? What can you start small today? What can you start small today? I'm reading some of your comments and they're making me chuckle. I love y'all so much. You guys are the reason why I do this. You guys are the reason why I take time out of my day to do what I'm doing right now, because I read your comments and there is nothing greater than knowing you're really helping people, that you're really, I'm not talking about play helping people, but you're really helping people, and people are listening, and people are taking actions, and people are making decisions, and people are like, man, thank you, God, for this. That's why I do what I do. So here's your self-work. Number 1, what can you start small today? Remember, we said don't despise your small beginnings. What can you start small today? Write it down and then think about it after I'm off the air, and then do it, whatever it is. Here's number 2. This is good teaching. Where can you commit to getting better? Where can you commit to getting better? Think about it. Again, for those that are taking notes, just write the question down. You don't have to answer it now. I want you to kind of ponder it. I want you to kind of let it marinate for a few minutes. I want you to sit and think. Go sit on the front porch or get somewhere quiet and think, man, where can I commit to getting better? Financially, relationship-wise? How about attitude-wise? Some of you could use a better attitude. How about personality? I keep telling people that a lot of people need to polish their personality. Stop saying that's just the way that I am. That's a cop-out. You're going to be stuck like Chuck right where you are because you wouldn't challenge yourself and you wouldn't choose to polish your personality. Okay? The personality that I have today, I've polished it, and I continue to polish it to make it better, to make it more effective, to make it more successful. And personality is just an area. Just like finances is just an area. Just like attitude is just an area. Where can you commit to getting better? Figure it out and then do it. Here's number 3 as I get ready to close. I love y'all, man. I truly do. Here's number 3. Let me get some good music going on as I get ready to close out. What can you do that you haven't been doing? What can you do that you haven't been doing? Huh? Yeah, I like that right there. That's the question as I get ready to close. What can you do that you haven't been doing? Could have been doing it a long time ago, but you haven't. Lazy, making excuses, waiting on everything to line up. This is your self-work. What can you do that you haven't been doing? Figure out what it is. Questions 1, 2, and 3. And I need you to take action on all 3 of those today. 9 times out of 10, they're going to kind of intertwine. And those 3 questions may move you to do one thing. That's okay. You're taking action, though. You're taking action and you're taking responsibility and saying, you know what? I can do something more than I've been doing. And it doesn't have to be big. I just got to be consistent. These are some major keys. You asked me, I answer for you. What are the 3 things I can do to achieve a better life? I just gave you 3. Now, the question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to do it today? Let me know what you're going to do today. I want to know. I straight up want to know. This is what I'm going to do, Pastor Troy. This is what I committed to after listening to you today. You gave me clarity. You gave me insight. This is what I'm going to take action on. Whatever I read, I'm going to touch and agree. And I'm going to pray that God strengthen you, that God give you commitment, and that God allow you to see success. You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. This was great. Really needed this. You're very, very welcome. Just reading the comments. Thank you, Tamika. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, Kiara. I see you. I see you. I love y'all so much. Let me pray for you. Father God, I thank you for these dynamic, amazing people who are destined for greatness. I ask that you would allow them to understand the power they have to remove all limitations and to exceed and excel. That it begins within and then it reverberates without. I thank you for this opportunity to touch, transform, inform, and empower your people. Amen, amen, and amen. You guys know always, I'm never going to miss an opportunity to invite you to my church. Freedom Church. We're there every Sunday, 11 a.m. Check us out. Address is 820 North Houston Road. Mask or worn. If you don't have one, we'll supply you with one. Come learn more about how you can achieve a better life. Every Wednesday, we're also there in person now for a midweek Bible study at 7 p.m. You're personally invited to come join us. Well, guys, that's all I got for today. Let me know what decisions you're making. And I want to see you achieve a better life. Have a blessed day, everybody. God bless you.